In this video, you will learn how to create drop-down lists in Excel. Here in this worksheet, I have a sales dashboard where I have a list of different customers, the order value for each of them, products that they bought, and I have a column that indicates whether the product was bought online or not. In this example here, customer 1 has bought a pen holder online, while customer 2 has bought a belt, but it was not bought online. So essentially in this column, the only values that I can have are a yes or a no, depending on whether the product was bought online or not. Therefore, I want to create a drop-down list with these two values, yes or no, that I can select and indicate whether the product was bought online or not. Let's do that here in cell E8. I will have to go to the Data tab and click on this option called Data Validation. Within data validation, there are three different options. I'll go with the very first one called data validation. The very first tab in the box is called settings because I want to have two different values. I'm going to change the allow to a list. The default option here is for Excel to ignore any blanks and have an in cell drop down. The important box here is this source box where I can either list down the values that I want to have in my drop-down list, or I can direct it to a source with the list of different values that I want to have. Given that in this particular cell, I only want to have a yes or no option, I can type in yes, comma, no, and click OK. And you will see that a drop-down list is created here. When I click on this, I'm getting the two different options that I have given to Excel. So for example, if the hoodie was bought by customer 6 online, then I can have a yes selected here. Or if it was not bought online, I can have my no selected here. I can delete the option selected by pressing on delete, but you can see that I still have my cell validation drop down list, and I can go back and choose one of the options. If I want to copy this drop down list to my other cells, all I need to do is right click, copy this particular option, and select all the cells where I want to have the same option, right click and paste. And now you can see that all these different cells have the drop down list available, and I can choose between a yes or no depending on whether the product was bought online or not. At times, your drop down menu or drop down list may not be as simple as two options. It could be a variety of different options. For example, here in the product column, if I would want to have a drop down list of all my different products, I can do so by using a source. Let's say I have a customer number 11 and I want to be able to have a drop down list here to choose the product that this particular customer has bought. What I can do is create this list by going back to data validation, selecting the first option, and this time when I choose a list, in place of typing down different values, I can give it a source, and I can do so by clicking in source so that my cursor is inside this box, and then going to my product list, which I have here in this different sheet, and selecting my entire product list. Now you can see the source here is the product list workbook, and cells are from A2 to A7, which is where I have the list of my products. And I'm going to click OK, and here I have my drop down list, and you can see that it has all the different products that I can select from in the same order as they appear in the other workbook. What if in place of selecting one of the items from my drop down list, I want to type something in here? So let's say I want to type a hat in here. You can see that if I would try and do that, Excel gives me this particular error that the value entered is not valid and a user has restricted values that can be entered into this cell. This sort of validation can also be customized. Let's try and do that. So when I go back to data validation, you can see that in this particular box, there is this input message as well as an error alert tab. So in the error alert tab, I can have a title as well as an error message. Within this style, I can choose between stop, warning, and information. I'm going to continue to keep stop, And for the title, I would give incorrect input. And my message could be, please select one of the items from the product list. And click OK. Now let's try entering another option here. And you can see that this time my dialog box has changed. The title of the box is incorrect input, and the message that I'm receiving is the one that I entered in previous screen. I hope you enjoyed learning how to create drop-down lists and would be a little more comfortable creating such lists in your own Excel worksheets. Please subscribe to my channel. Learning is fun for more such content.